Harley Davidson are bailing out of India. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and this series of videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. Yes, reports coming out of India that Harley Davidson are indeed leaving India. They're closing down their manufacturing plant, which is going to lead to a loss of jobs out of the factory itself, but also the knock-on effect of the 35 or so dealerships around the country is set to jeopardize up to nearly 2,000 people when you talk about all the people in around the dealerships and also those supporting industries as well. So there's a bad taste in the air, or bad smell in the air here from lots of people in India about Harley Davidson. In fact, so much so that there's been moves to change the law out there so that a company cannot just shut down with no notice to any of the supporting industries or supporting suppliers, that they actually need to give notice before they do that. And other manufacturers have done this in the last few years, and Harley Davidson is the latest one. Now, this is all part of the Rewire program for Harley Davidson before they get into this Hardwire program, whatever that is, for the next few years. But essentially, they needed to restructure, they needed to save money in the long term, and they needed to look at the profitability of motorcycles in particular markets. And India is seen as one of those nuts that they haven't been able to crack. Now, during their time in India, they've actually produced about 45,000 motorcycles, the street motorcycles, for the global market. But actually, the sales in India account for only about 5% of total revenue into the company. So it's seen as a small market, whereas India itself is actually one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market, for motorcycle sales in the world. You know, 1 billion people can't be wrong. But when you've got the likes of Royal Enfield, Hero and the like dominating the market over there, then it was always going to be a tough sell for the Indian crowd, and it was always going to be a tough sell for Harley Davidson, especially in terms of the higher import taxes that the Indian government actually put on Harley Davidson, and also the higher premiums that people would be expected to pay. And these are luxury brands, but even more so in a country like India. Now, Harley Davidson themselves have been very tight-lipped about this, but they are saying in a simple statement, let's say, that this is all part of the Rewire program, this is all part of the restructuring program across the globe. Now, this restructuring process for Rewire, certainly for India, is due to cost the company in the region of about $75 million. At a global scale, for the whole Rewire restructure, it's due to cost the company $169 million. But you've got to really offset that about how much they're going to be saving in the future as well. The fact of the matter is that Harley Davidson have not been able to get a real foothold in the Indian market, certainly not for manufacturing those street motorcycles, and they've been poor global sellers, especially in one of their biggest markets, the United States, where there was a lot of anti-Indian feeling. Now, there's also a lot of anti-Indian feeling from the US government, from Donald Trump as well, who was always criticizing the Indian premier for their high import taxes as well, almost stifling the brand in India. They're also made to pay high import tax for all the components that were being shipped in to India as well. And in the end, that just made the Harley Davidson motorcycles in India a very expensive proposition, even more so than they would ordinarily have been. Now, for India itself, they are in troubled times as well, not only for the pandemic, but also the economic effect that this is having on their billion or so population. The motorcycle industry has been suffering over there even before the pandemic started, and most notably for younger people getting into the industry. Where have we heard that before? And certainly in terms of rising insurance costs, where have we heard that before? But the gap between the haves and have-nots in the West is getting larger, but no more so than in India as well. And the younger people trying to get into motorcycling are really facing a hard task when they're having to pay for the insurance of their motorcycles, especially on new motorcycles. So the Indian market for certainly the premium brands or more expensive brands is a shrinking market, and this is where Harley Davidson have been struggling in the last couple of years, certainly. And this is possibly the reason why they're actually bailing out of India. But listen, if you are from India, let us know about Harley Davidson in your country. Was it seen as a brand that was out of reach for most people? Even the street motorcycles, the 500 and the 750, that were being sold. Now, for Indian market right now, they got a very limited supply of motorcycles. They've got the street 750. They got 2 or 3 Sportsters, I think 3 Softails and a couple of Tourers. They don't have the live wire or anything like that. So that means that models available in the Indian market is very much reduced compared to other markets around the world. So Harley Davidson wasn't offering the Indian customer base a huge selection in the first place, but possibly any brands that were being offered were being rejected purely because of the cost base and also the loyalty possibly to Royal Enfield and to other brands as well. But young, fashionable Indians, let's say, were looking to other brands as well. They were starting to move away from Royal Enfields and from here, the likes of Hero and other smaller Indian brands as well. So there was a market there to be exploited, but it just hasn't proven to be successful. But say, if you are living in India, let us know about this whole relationship between motorcycling and Harley Davidson and also other motorcycle manufacturers within the country. You know, what is the latest thing there, and how is this going to be received in your country as well? And will you even care? Will the Harley Davidson brand be a blot on the landscape, or speck of dust in time, and or will it be something that people will be mourning the loss of in many ways? Anyway, hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. A couple more videos coming at the end of this, but yes, Harley Davidson are indeed leaving India and leaving their manufacturing behind. Catch you again. Ta-ra.